All right, 2023 Nucanoe Unlimited. This is, I think, my second kind of build video. This is how I've been running it for a couple months now without any changes, and so I figured I'd do a video and I guess a review of the Unlimited. I've had it for almost a year now. I feel as though I got a pretty good grasp on what this thing can do and how it's fished and what I like and what I don't like. I'll start up front with the Motorgrad XI3 Pinpoint. Great motor. I've had zero issues. I believe a lot of the issues people were having kind of come back to installation, wiring, dedicated battery, that kind of thing. There was some updates that people needed to do, but a lot of issues people have, they may not know how spot lock works, or they were running multiple things off their motor battery, or insufficient wiring. But anyways, I've had no issues with that. Love that motor. I would buy it again. We have the, oh, by the way, this is how I fish out of this thing 99% of the time. And I'll go through it real quick, and then I'll do each individual item. Got the rudder. That's a DIY deal. You need that. If you have a bow mount, you need that, okay? Because it will definitely change the way your boat handles wind, water, tracking, everything. But anyways, 100 amp hour battery. We have 360 light, 16 by 16 black pack. We got the short stack. This is a stock seat with a riser. We have yak gadget, rod stagers, paddle, rod holder, a couple cup holders, one objective tool, whatever you want to call it, catch board. We got Lowrance TI2 12-inch transducer mount, and that's not in all the way. I know it's not straight. It doesn't sit flat on with the trailer. Gear pod, and then the motor guide. So I'll go through starting with the motor guide. So we talked about that. This is right into a 70 amp Nucanoe plug. Highly recommend that. It's up to 70 amps, so it's far more. It's efficient enough for the motor guide. Motor guide full amp draw is 52 amps, so no melting, no issues. It locks in there. Love that plug. Highly recommend that. I've heard the Andersons are good, but I've never used one, so I don't know. We have a Rogue tether up here, and that goes down to a paracord that comes up front to the gear pod. Also got the one objective handle like that. That's nice. And that's just two paracord up front here for pulling it up. So we have the gear pod, and it's kind of messy. I've been fishing. Ionic 20 amp hour battery. We have, just some odds and ends, paperwork, cleaner. Gotta have the dude wipes. That's a must. There's that. We got the one objective one objective mount for my Lowrance 0.1. It's really cool. I like that. This is a little custom deal that I made. It's just 1/2 inch cutting board off Amazon. I kind of cut it up, put it together for my transducer arm. This is a Brocraft, and one button, this thing pops right off and you can slide it right on. So it's awesome. I'll just throw this up here when I launch, and once I get on the water, I'll just throw this in there and clip it on, and done deal. There's zero movement in this. This is metal. There's no side to side or any play like with some of the others. Highly recommend that. It's like 30 bucks on Amazon. Can't beat that. We got a ram mount. I believe that's the 1.5 inch ball. It's good. I wouldn't drive with it on the boat, when you're trailering, because it does have some movement. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it's not going to fall off, but stuff's expensive, and I just don't trailer with the gear pod on. I just slide the whole gear pod off, which is actually really convenient. But coming up here, like I said, it's the Lowrance TI2 12-inch, and that's got the AI 3-in-1 transducer. And the way I mounted that, this is the structure scan mount, which is a different transducer, but the holes line up. So I put that on there, and it bolts right onto the Brocraft transducer arm. It works really good. We've got a phone gooseneck there. Catch a big one, you can throw your phone in there, take a quick picture. No big deal. This Lowrance does not have forward-facing compatibility, which sucks, and anyone that knows me knows I'm big into electronics. Love side scan, love finding fish and catching fish using my sonar. But eventually, I'm hoping this winter I'll update probably HDS Live and get Active Target 2. But it's got 2D down imaging, side imaging, mapping. Super important. You can catch a ton of fish with just that stuff. You don't need forward-facing sonar, but it is nice. Just got some other odds and ends on here. You know, I got cutters, catch board. I'd like to do something with the catch board, whether I mount something here so I can slide it, whatever. Like I said, one objective tool holder. I really like that. It's cool. It's out of the way. I have a Amazon switch panel right here. So far, it's almost a year old. It's been great. I think it's called like the Nylite, but it's been good. Yak Attack cup holders, and I grabbed one of my big water bottles so you could see that it does fit the bigger stuff, which is nice. If you do run a bow mount, this is what I run for scupper plugs. I run the 2 up front here plugged, and then the 1 at your feet plugged, and that seems to be the best. So when your motor's on, it's not blowing water in. You're actually there's no water in on the deck when you're moving. Now when you sit still, there is water in the channels here, but your feet are dry. It's not like you're standing in water, and like some of the other models or some of the other kayaks that are out there. Yak Attack rod holder, that's really nice. I don't use it like when I'm driving, but if I catch fish and I'm measuring, I throw my rod right here. I don't have to worry about it. That's a nice rod holder. Like I said, these are the Yak Gadget rod stagers, and they hold 4 rods, but in my opinion, 2 on each side is the best because they're not in the way. You know, if you have a rod right here, you just feel a little cramped, and sometimes I do it. But usually it's just 2 on each side. That seems to be the sweet spot. I did add these bungee cords because I've almost lost the rod boat flipping, and I hit one time and it boat fell in, so I put these on here so now they can't, even if one rod falls off like that, as you can see the bungee holds it up, it's not going anywhere. So usually I bring 12 rods. Most of the time, if I'm just going for a couple hours, I'll just bring, 6 to 8 or whatever, and I won't use the rod stagers. But for a tournament, that seems to be the sweet spot. 12 rods. Got a paddle. I just use the regular stock holder, throw a leash on it. I only have half because I don't plan paddling, and the other half I lost because I wasn't using a leash. So do yourself a favor, use a leash. Seat. I'm sure you're wondering about the seat. It's probably the highest seat you probably have seen, but it's just the stock base and chair, and then I went and bought a 7-inch seat pedestal, and you can buy these anywhere. You can get them Walmart, Amazon. I think I got mine from Walmart. I think they're $20. And it's just these 4 screws right here. You take those 4 out, and just bolt it together. Super easy. Takes 5 minutes. And I feel there is absolutely no difference from the seat being on the stock base or the seat having the 7-inch pedestal. I've been in rough water. I fish all the time. I don't sit hardly ever. The only time I sit is if I'm like scanning or if I'm going to a new spot or something. Absolutely love that, especially if you got bad knees and you want to stand. You're not like sitting on the floor and then trying to get up. It's just like sitting in a chair. It's really awesome. I did fish sitting recently in a river tournament, and it actually wasn't bad sitting and fishing. I've always disliked it, and it wasn't too bad. You could, it wasn't like you're sitting on the floor. So I highly recommend that, and it's 20 bucks. Try it out. If you don't like it, you're only out 20 bucks. So under seat storage, this is awesome, and I'm really glad. I don't remember the guy that I saw it from, but it wasn't even a Nucanoe. It was a different, I think it was a John boat. And I saw the video, and I saw he used these Plano boxes. So, and this Plano extra large fits perfectly under the Nucanoe base. And I use this for all my soft plastics, obviously. I kind of have a tackle problem, as you can see, but this is like boat tackle, and it fits perfectly under there. It's great, love it. Plenty of soft plastic. And then and I'll get to it, but because my black pack is the way it is, there's still more room under there. So this is where I just keep this little tether right here, so I can just pull the box out. Swim baits, and this is the Plano extra large, and they're just open boxes. There's no storage containers, nothing like that, and it's great for big swim baits and big baits that just take up room. And with that tether, I can just slide it back there and push this guy there, and boom, perfect. So getting past there, 16 by 16 black pack, we get the Yak Attack. I think that's the short stack, right? It's just the one, and I just use that for scale, and I'll throw a few odds and ends in there, but I like that. Easy to get to the scale. Catch a big one, you're not trying to dig around, get stuff. I also added this tackle webbing for a line. I just throw my line in there. But with the black pack, the 16 by 16, it doesn't fit in the tank well, and I want the seat to be as far back as possible so I have the most amount of deck space, to fish. A lot of times I'll fish standing, and pretty much always, and I'll stand up front here, like in the middle, and I still have space to like turn and move, and it's the best way for me. So what I did is I took these 1x1 aluminum angle bars, just cut them to size and mounted them right on the tracks, and then mounted the black pack to the aluminum bars. I do have a small strap right here, and I got some bungees just in case, but everything's bolted together, so that stays on the Nucanoe while I'm trailing. It stays there full time. These 16 by 16s are awesome. I added these gas struts, so you just open it up, boom, even if I got stuff in the short stack. And obviously I got plenty of room. I really like these 3600 deeps, and then I got some 3600 waterproofs. This thing's pretty sweet. It's the Plano Guide, and it's got two sides, so you got some stuff here, and then you open up the bottom half and you got another deal. It's pretty awesome. I got that's the Academy. That's like the waterproof 3700 terminal tackle box. Get your random stuff in a little storage, and I really like these Academy. I want 3500s maybe. I don't know. This side's awesome for weights, jigs, stuff like that. That doesn't. You don't want to mix it up or anything, but you want to keep it organized. So that's pretty much how I have tackle for pretty much most situations. You got your jigs, weights, crankbait box, deep crankbait box. It's summertime, deep cranking. Buzz baits, spinner baits. We got my offshore box, so big swim baits, hair jigs, scroungers, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much how that usually is filled, and I still have space for like rain jacket or rain pants. I can fold it up, put it in there, and it's pretty awesome. And those latches are great. I've never had them opened up, and the gas struts just pop it right up. And that's got 8 rod holders, 3 on each side, and those are the Yak Attack ones, and I mounted some cheapies in the back here, so 8 rods can fit on there. I can still open up everything. Everything's got plenty of room. Now with those aluminum bars, I did the same thing for my battery box. So that way I could have everything as far back as possible to give me the most amount of deck space. This has a Ionic 100 amp hour mounted in here, plenty of space for that. And then I added some LED lights, just extra lighting. Really not necessary, but I had extra ones, so I threw them on there with this switch here. Then we have the, I want to say it's a Atwood maybe, I can't remember, but it's a telescoping 360 light, and it just plugs right into there. Marinco 70 amp hour, and then I got some 8 gauge, another plug back there, and this is for lighting, and this is for the motor. So the motor battery runs my lighting, because LED lights pull about nothing for amperage, so there's no voltage drop, there's no issues with that. And then back here is the rudder, and like I said, you need to have that if you have a bow mount in a Nucanoe. With nothing back here, nothing, you know, really in the water, no rudder, no skeg, nothing. When you have a motor up front, this creates drag. So that motor is in the water and creates drag. So when the wind blows and hits you from the side, because of the drag up front, the ass end is the first thing that's gonna get blown around. Same thing with tracking. You're driving straight, you get something in the water up front, nothing in the back, well, you're gonna be doing this constantly. So you're constantly on the remote. With the rudder, that essentially eliminates that. Tracking is better, fishing in the wind is way better, you touch the remote a whole lot less, and just makes fishing out of this so much better. It feels more like a boat. And I set up a, you can see this paracord right here, and I've got that set up where I can just pull this and it comes right up. I've never had to use it out on the water, but it's nice just in case, standing timber, or if it's shallow boat ramp, I'll pop that up and I'm not dragging that on the bottom. And all it is a Minn Kota Endura transom mount, an Endura shaft, and then some cutting board. So I bought the bracket and the shaft brand new, Amazon cutting board. It was like 10 bucks. Mounted it on there. I got maybe 60 bucks total in the whole thing, and it makes a huge difference. Absolutely huge difference. Fishing and just overall, like, you don't get so frustrated fighting with the wind, you know. Put your nose in the wind and straight, no issues. I can drive for 500 yards without touching the remote, you know. It's just so much better. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna strip it down to like how I actually drive, and you can see what I leave on there, what I don't. Real quick, things I dislike about the Nucanoe. I wish this wasn't here. I wish the deck extended to the wall. I feel like it would just be a lot more room. Yes, the tracks are cool. Some people probably like it. I personally think that it should be a little bit wider, or at least get rid of this tank area and just have where this wall is right here all the way back. A lot of people don't use these. I don't use them. I just feel like, especially with boats and kayaks the way we are now with all the motors and electronics, I just feel like more space would be better used. But other than that, this boat has been awesome. It's like fishing out of a John boat or a bass boat, and that's what I like. Some people, oh, why don't you get a bass boat? Well, unless you're gonna buy me a new tow rig and a bass boat, I'm fishing out of this, and they're awesome. You can do so much with them, and yeah, highly recommend it. So I'll strip this down real quick, and you can see how I trailer it. and I took some pictures of the trailer, and you can check it out. I didn't think of it, but so I showed you the 360 light, but I'll turn the lights off and you can kind of see. So we've got LED 360 light. We have the strip lighting I put on the battery box with the switch. My switch panel that I showed you is what's running the LED lights, the 360 light, and my navigation lights. So I have green on this side, obviously red on here, and everything's run with the switch panel. And yeah, it works great. It's nice and bright, looks great in the dark. All right, so this is how I trailer the boat. Gear pod, that thing's gone. All the tackle, I take all the tackle up because I was driving with the tackle in the boat, but vibrations from the road was kind of rubbing all the crankbaits together, and all the hooks and jig heads and stuff, and kind of taking the paint off and making it kind of look rough. So I don't do that anymore. Not a big deal, but the only tackle stuff that stays in here is just that Plano extra large soft plastics, and it fits right under there. I throw a bungee cord just to be safe. Never moves. I have this bungee cord set up for the seat, just so it doesn't, start doing circles and whatever. Quick bungee for the pliers and stuff. Rod stagers stay on there, they don't move around. Bungees I'll keep on the black pack, but they won't go anywhere. A couple straps here. I put a bungee on my rudder, just so when you're on the road, the trail's bouncing around. Just trying to keep everything from really vibrating or jumping around. And then over here I have my toolbox, and there I keep the motor, paddle, net, catch board, some launch rope kind of thing. That in the toolbox, and that stuff will stay on it when I'm traveling. I just threw these wood blocks on the toolbox, so if I'm launching with a buddy or whatever, got to give someone a ride or whatever, I can throw another kayak on here. And I added some D-rings on the side to strap down. Spare tire, definitely need one of those. And this is just a old boat trailer, I believe it was. I bought it used. Put the plywood down. I've got these, I want to say they're 4x3 inch plastic landscape blocks, and they work great. I have them set up like a V like this, and it touches the entire length of the kayak up to this point. So it's supported the most amount. They don't recommend PVC bunks, so I came up with this. It's been working great. I got one 2x4 up here, just for the bow. And yeah, that's my build. 13-inch tires. Added some LED lights all around. Looks pretty good, and I've loved it so far. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comments, or follow me along, whatever. Oh, real quick, this is kind of my tackle area. So that's boat tackle. This is extra stuff for winter and spring or whatever. Soft plastics are up here. That's all extra crankbaits and jig heads, spinner baits, all that stuff. Line that I'm currently using, there's line under there I'm not. Some odds and ends, lure building material, extra boxes down there, and just random stuff. Who knows, I have way too much stuff. And then this I added recently, these rod holders. They've been awesome. All the rods are out of the way. I just grab whatever rods I'm planning on using, and yeah, it's come out awesome. But yeah, hit me up in the comments, get any questions, got any things you don't like, things that you think I should have, let me know. All right, thanks.